Oh, it's Tuesday, December 20th, 2011. My name is Day 9, and today I'm not going to talk about StarCraft. I'm going to talk about emotion. One of my favorite things ever to talk about, ever. I really enjoy talking about feelings. I'm one of those people that, I don't know, Family Guy or The Simpsons or South Park would make fun of because I'd be like, ooh, let's talk about feelings. Let's take some clay and mold how we feel about our feelings and these kinds of things. Because I really think that emotion is one of those arenas that people tend to avoid. They tend not to think about. Emotions are something that happens, and they need to ignore them and be logical and be rational. And I think that more consistently than anything I've ever seen in any other arena, whenever someone says, oh, I was upset about this, but I tried to be irrational, or, oh, I was being irrational, more often than not, they are actually making no sense whatsoever. Because people tend to think about emotions in a wide variety of crazy, wacky ways. And I wanted to completely override all of your other thought processes and introduce you to my theory of emotions, Kittens and Ninja Stars. Yeah, you're never going to forget this ever. This is how I think about emotions in terms of Kittens and Ninja Stars. Before I begin any discussion of emotions, before I begin any discussions of Kittens and Ninja Stars, more specifically, I want to talk about the idea of emotions and reality as being two totally separate things. This was an important, realization that I had as a youth, and sort of one of my foundational philosophies, that what happens in real life and what is actually going on and the way things are a completely separate entity from how you feel at any given point in time. So, it is true that reality and emotion can influence each other in some way, but that doesn't mean that they somehow match up and that feelings, how you feel about something, is truth. Let's go through some examples. Let's say I wake up one day, go into work, and I've been promoted, which for me would be, I don't know, I'm do my own business, but screw it. Let's say I got promoted from Shoutcaster to Super Saiyan Shoutcaster, and that meant that I got $100 a day slipped underneath my door, and I didn't realize I was going to get this amazing Super Saiyan caster position, and then I feel happy about it, right? The reality of things lines up with the way I feel. Cool, right? This is something that makes sense. Or let's say something really sad happened, like Manfred's girlfriend. Manfred is my stuffed animal bunny, and he has a girlfriend bunny. Let's say that girlfriend bunny broke up with him. And I felt bad for Manfred. Oh God, all he does is sit on my bed and sleep all day. I'd feel sad because an actual bad thing occurred. I think this is something that everyone feels and everyone understands and gets. But it's those opposite cases that seem to weird people out. And those are the opposite cases that interest me. Where you wake up, you go in, you get through all the work you had to do that day, but you don't feel that great about it. You're just kind of, I don't know. I mean, I got my work done. I don't know, I played some StarCraft 2 and I've been winning all my games. I don't know, I just feel off, right? Or let's say, for instance, you weren't really able to get your work done. You totally botched your presentation. You just found it funny. And you went home and you're like, wow, woo, done, man. Oh, I had the worst day ever. And you don't feel bummed about it. You just kind of feel sort of surprisingly happy about it. There are all these situations that I'm sure you at home have experienced many times on your own. And in my eyes, it's things like those that make me think, well, wait a minute. If my emotions are doing something different over here versus what reality is going on over here, maybe I shouldn't separate them. Or excuse me, maybe I shouldn't view them together. Maybe I should separate them. Because there's this huge curse that can happen so often, which is where when you just feel a little bit off, something as simple as you didn't sleep enough, you feel off, and then you think to yourself, well, God, if I feel really off, then maybe something is off. Maybe something actually is wrong. Maybe I suck. right? Maybe no one will ever love me. You just pick a thing, like it's really common. I know people who are single will do this, that when they're feeling a little off because they're low on sleep, they're like, well, I don't know, all the people I seem to want to date don't date me. Ugh, maybe my work sucks. And you want to say, no, dude, you're just overtired. Just take a nap. Take a nap and you're going to wake up and you're going to feel great at the other end of things. But thus far, all I've done is describe that there's a separation of feeling and reality. And this is where Kittens and Ninja Stars come into play. Cool. So this is what I want everyone to imagine. I want you to envision that you are you're standing on some cement, and it's all dark everywhere, and there's a spotlight on you from above, where you can see maybe 2 or 3 feet in every direction. And the situation we're in right now, I want you to view as your emotions. Right? You are standing here in the middle. You are the emotional self of you. And you can see 2 or 3 feet where the spotlight provides vision. Every so often, a kitten will wander in out of the darkness. Oh, a kitten. And it will run its head along your legs. Oh, it's so soft. You'll reach down and you'll pet it, and it'll be so great. I'm going to use a kitten to represent positive emotions. Ha. And every once in a while you're standing there, a ninja star comes out. A ninja star comes out of the dark and it hits you. Ow. Damn it. These are not lethal ninja stars. They will never kill you. They will only sting really, really, really badly and be not fun. I will use ninja stars to represent negative emotions. You'll note that there are many people you know that seem to just not have that many negative emotions, or people who seem to not have that many positive emotions, or people who just have super ultra high variance, where they're really happy some days and really not happy other days. I want to view these as certain compositions of Kittens and Ninja Stars. So let's say we have an individual where 19 out of 20 are kittens. Most of the time, reasonably good things and reasonably good feelings are occurring with them, right? Think about how that person would feel. Oh, there's a kitten coming in, pet a kitten. Oh, a kitten coming in, pet a kitten. Over time, what would happen is if you get hit with a ninja star, you're like, well, whatever, no big deal. It's not a big deal that I got hit with a ninja star, because you know what? There are more kittens to come. Not going to be a big deal. Or let's say you get hit with 4 ninja stars in a row. Well, wait a minute. If 19 out of 20 on average are kittens and you get hit with 4 ninja stars in a row, you're going to say something like, oh man, I just guess I had a bad day. I just keep getting hit with these ninja stars. Yuck. And that's a completely reasonable sort of expectation, because again, you're expecting positive things to end up happening. And I want you to think of someone you know who's like this, where they feel pretty resilient, things are going fine. But I want you to, again, I want to remind you, we're not talking about good or bad things happening. I'm talking about how they feel. I'm talking about feelings that are coming in out of the darkness, because in my experience of emotions, they tend to assault me with almost no consistency. I feel pretty happy most of the time. There are some days when I wake up and I do not feel very happy for the whole day. I want you to imagine one of these 19 out of 20 as kittens people being pretty alright most of the time. Now let's back it off. Let's take another person who has another composition of Kittens and Ninja Stars. Let's say this person experiences, I don't know, say 12 out of the 20 are kittens. Or hell, let's just do 10 out of 20 because I like easy math. Half of them are kittens, half of them are ninja stars. So you have this person sitting here who's just getting hit by ninja stars like all the time. And sometimes a kitten comes in, sometimes a ninja star comes in, but the ninja stars hurt. Have you ever known someone like this who seems to just not quite acknowledge when happy things occur? You can now envision, in terms of Kittens and Ninja Stars, what this must feel like, where you're getting hit all the time, and then suddenly a kitten comes in, and you want to reach down, you want to pet it, you want to enjoy it, but in your head there's this expectation for more negative emotions to come, for more Ninja Stars to come, so it's hard to sort of ease up and reach down and pet them. And you would do the same thing. Hell, I would do the same thing if I were a half and half sort of person, where I would be like, oh God, please don't get hit by a Ninja Star. Please don't get hit by a Ninja Star. Oh, thank God it's a kitten. You don't enjoy the kitten. You're just relieved that it's not pain. And I think of these two different sets of people because for some reason, some people I know just are always kind of fine with stuff and are always sort of happy and just sort of cruising along. I'm not actually one of those people. I'm more of a half and half sort of guy. Now let's talk about someone who wants to be emotionally reassuring for a moment. This is one arena where it pains me to hear some of the things that people say to upset people. So for instance, I'm sure you've heard this before, where someone will be like, oh, everything sucks, I'm having a terrible day, I'm just down, I'm just in a funk, I feel depressed. And what do the reassurers say? They say, well, stop it. Well, just stop. Just cheer up. That doesn't seem very useful, does it? Because that's like someone who's having ninja stars thrown at them out of the darkness. They can't see it coming. They can maybe see it from a few feet away, but right as it's about to hit them, all they have time to do is clench up. And that's like someone saying, well, just stop having ninja stars get thrown at you. That doesn't seem very reasonable, does it? We'll just have more kittens come at you. You're like, well, I have no control over that. I can't help it. This is insufficient, I feel, when someone says, just cut it out, cheer up, stop it. It's almost like ignore the pain. And that does not quite treat it very well. Now, in terms of just help, here's a version of help that I think anyone would be comfortable with. Which is, let's put the Kittens and Ninja Stars metaphor aside, and let's just say I'm like, God, I'm having a terrible day, oh God, this guy said that to me and it upset me, and someone goes, oh God, oh, I'm sorry, oh, you poor thing, oh, and gives me a hug and pats me. This is the equivalent of someone getting hit with a Ninja Star, and I pull it off, and my friend comes in and cleans up the wound and puts some Neosporin on it, some disinfectant on it. But the one thing that is not changing is the cause of this pain, which is the negative emotion, the Ninja Star coming in out of the darkness. So this is where I say, and this is the one thing I think a lot of people fail to do in terms of reassurance, is to try to help somebody dodge a Ninja Star. And I like this metaphor a lot because I used to be really, really down a lot in high school, and I had a hard time figuring out how to deal with these emotions. In other words, I had a hard time figuring out how to dodge the Ninja Stars. And it's not just here's the way to solve it. Just as easy as it is to just say, it's not as easy as, oh, a Ninja Star coming at you, dodge it. There's a method where there's all sorts of negative emotions that can happen. Inadequacy, like, oh God, girls will never like me. Oh God, I'm terrible at school. I'm not pretty enough. What are some other ones? I'll never be good at StarCraft 2. That one happened to me a lot. Or StarCraft Brood War more specifically. Any form of inadequacy. You can think of these as a Ninja Star coming at your leg, coming at your head, coming at your arm. And maybe someone comes up to you and says, here's a way to dodge one at your leg. And you start lifting. You try to start figuring out how to lift, but it still hits you because the Ninja Stars come so fast. And one day, you lift up and you dodge. And you're like, oh, hey, didn't get hurt by that. And then one comes and hits you in the arm. And you're like, damn it, I got to learn how to dodge that one too. And this is why I feel like there's sort of two phases to being emotionally reassuring to someone. There's the making sure they're okay and that they feel better and that they're safe and that the wound from this Ninja Star is not going to do permanent damage. And then there is the, how do we make sure this doesn't happen again? Maybe it's, I lost a bunch of games of StarCraft, I failed a bunch of my exams, and I got pissed off, and I broke a bunch of stuff in my room. I threw a bottle at the wall, I punched the wall, I hurt my hand because it was the only way I could deal with my negative emotion. First, someone would just patch you up, make sure you're feeling okay, make sure you're calming down. And then for someone to say, now, if you get into that situation again, how can you avoid that? How can you dodge this? If a Ninja Star comes at your head, maybe you want to lean left, maybe you want to lean right, maybe you want to duck. You think of ways to do this. And when I use this model, this also helps me for trying to reassure myself. if I have a terrible day, first I want to go sit down, I want to heal the wounds, I want to clean my wounds with my Ninja Stars, and then I want to think, okay, now that I feel better, how do I dodge that the second time? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it next time, but most importantly, I'm going to practice it. It's not as easy as just doing it once and saying, oh, it didn't work. I have to have the reaction time to catch myself. And it's something that can be quite a challenge. And most importantly, I think it's important to be nice to yourself in situations like this. Oh, it didn't work out. Let me try again harder next time, but no big deal. And it's this model of Kittens and Ninja Stars that I use a lot in my own head when talking to other people. I'm not going to be like, well, maybe you should be more aware of kittens without any context, but it's something that helps me a lot with my own self-analysis. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I remember. In reality, despite the fact that I come across to you as someone who's ultra positive, I am someone who probably their composition of Kittens and Ninja Stars is about half and half. And it's not that I'm good at having more kittens come at me, it's just that I'm very, very good at dodging. I have negative emotions come at me all day, and I just swing out of the way because I've had years of time to practice. And I would sincerely hope that you could maybe have, a partner to watch this video with. So that way, at the end, you can start applying the techniques to one another, because few things can be more nasty than having negative emotions run amok in a grody way and not really being able to take care of them. So ladies and gentlemen, I conclude now my thoughts of Kittens versus Ninja Stars and how to deal with positive and negative emotions. And most importantly, make sure that you are always aware of those little kittens that come on in. Never ignore the kittens. Savor every little kitten that comes into your life. Be ready for every miracle that could possibly happen in the day in the form of some simple positive emotion. Maybe you just had a cup of coffee and you feel great about it. Maybe a good thing happened, like a job promotion. You want to indulge in that. Whatever the source of the feeling may be, make sure you indulge and focus on that savory little kitten, because who doesn't love petting kittens? I'll be back in 5 short minutes for a discussion about design,